Hey, what's going on? Kyle Wilson here. Welcome to the channel where we talk about metaverse, NFTs, and crypto. And in this episode, we'll be talking about the meteoric rise and the parabolic movement of the VeVe NFT collectibles. And let's just go ahead and dive in and explore why these NFTs are absolutely popping off and how it can help you understand where the NFT space is going, but also how you can cash in on this whole movement. All right, let's just go ahead and dive right in. All right, so if you haven't heard of VeVe, I don't know where you've been, but if you haven't, they have some of the biggest IP and brands on their app. It's a NFT marketplace, and they drop curated NFTs on their platform from some of the biggest names in the entire world. You have Marvel, DC, Tokidoki, the Powerpuff Girls, Adventure Time, Star Trek, Superman, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and many, many others, including Disney and so many others. All right. So this is something that was an obvious, move in the very beginning. A lot of people, though, still didn't understand what the NFTs were. And I know as far as early on my channel that I was trying to tell people about VeVe and these NFTs, and a lot of people had concerns about NFTs, and there was a lot of misinformation, but VeVe is doing it absolutely right, and they're also positioning themselves on the Immutable X platform, the underlying technology that powers their app and their NFTs, which is a carbon neutral platform that does not destroy the earth, all right? But with that being said, they have some of the most iconic comics and historically valuable NFTs on their app, including Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and Steamboat Willie, which is Mickey Mouse. The original Mickey Mouse of NFTs is on, all of these are the very first appearance in digital format on VeVe, which means in the entire world, in the entire space, and for the foreseeable future. All right, these are historically very, very important, and people that collect and know this know exactly what they're collecting and what they're doing, especially if you got in very early. You know exactly what was going on. And to further cement this and prove this, one of the NFT kings of the space, Gary V, we're going to talk about what he says in a couple clips of this videos. These were actually earlier this year around the same time, March, when VeVe absolutely started blowing up and started popping off. But we're going to play a clip about when he was talking about Top Shots.
And NFT go to this one project. There's gonna be people held with the bag on a highlight of Terry Rozier making a pass, or a solid dunk by Jaren Jackson Jr. This is not like other.
So he's basically talking about NBA Top Shots and how if you collect some of these moments on Top Shots, which is absolutely fine as a fan, but if you're investing into it purely out of speculation, what he's trying to say is you could definitely lose money because you're basically betting on this player that may not necessarily turn out to be the best player as his career continues, and that you basically need to be investing in the blue chips or grails on the NBA Top Shots app, like LeBron, Steph Curry, and all those other superstars, right? So, and here's what he's about to say. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip again.
Other IP. This is not Superman and Batman. The player matters.
Learning a new.
So he knows. All right. So listen, Gary says it's not like if you're investing in Top Shots and some of those players, they are not the Batman. They're not Superman. All right. Let's go back to the screen. Don't you see right here what is going on? You have literally Spider-Man, Captain America, this Ghostbusters. You even have this comic right here, The Amazing Spider-Man, which is an insanely historically important comic. All right, some of these comics are written by Stan Lee himself, so that these are very insane. All right, these have been around for decades. Okay, these players not so much. All right, you got to invest in those blue chip players on the NBA Top Shots app. Another clip here where Gary Vee is talking about NFTs.
Personally, this may be the space that is the manifestation of my life. Supply and demand, scarcity, trading, IP. If you want to talk about something to pay attention to, the IP wars for NFT rights are going to be remarkably interesting. And just the fact that we're living in a digital world. What's a blue check verification?
So there you have it right there. Gary Vee talks about IP. He talks about how important it is to, have these brands as an NFT format. They'll also, fight over a little bit of that space in the NFT world, but as far as a collector, how important these are. And he goes on to talk about, how important blue check marks are on Twitter, but also when it comes to NFTs and how much of a flex that is. Like, it is a big deal because in the digital space, you can have your collectibles in an app, you can share them and not have any barrier to showing the world, right? The same thing with the blue check mark. If you see a blue check mark on Twitter, you're curious to see who they are and what they're doing and what they're about. So these NFTs on the VeVe app are no different. When somebody owns the very first Spider-Man at secret rare variant, then you want to know who those 1,000 people are on the app. And I've been tracking some of these prices on the VeVe app. I'm pulling up the cherry charts right here. And shout out to my man who invented this on cherry charts. Okay, you can get an actual subscription if you want very cool data that is going to help you succeed on the VeVe app. All right. And also pull up the Ecomi wiki, which is one of the original OG, chart systems as well. And this one also, if you like this format, is definitely, I use both. So these are very useful tools. But like I said, these are some of the prices that I've been seeing here. And as you can see, if this chart was an actual stock market chart, we would see this parabolic movement right here. And the reason why is everything I just mentioned. These are the first NFTs of these characters in an NFT format, which will go down in history. All right. When I go and I'm laying 6 feet under and I pass away, I can definitely pass these on to the next generation or gift these to my kids and so on. All right. That's how important these are, because these will not diminish. These will not get damaged. I can pass these on. This is incredible. All right. This is why this entire space is a digital renaissance right now, and this is why it's so important. All right. So you can see here, Spider-Man Ultimate Animated I was telling you guys when it got down to actually, I think 1,200, it was around 1,200 hanging in there. I was telling people in that dip, I was like, do not sleep on this. I should have took more of my own advice, liquidated some other stuff, and got multiple Spider-Mans, but that's okay. We live and we learn. All right. But you can see this is, all these are tracking together. Okay. There's a lull, and then all of a sudden parabolic activity. We can see here the very first top one is the Spider-Man Ultimate Animated. If we look at the charts, that's more a little bit, or this platform right here, you can see that it's about at 70K right now. There's only a few, I believe, before it hits 100K. And so Spider-Man, like I've been telling everybody since the very beginning, I said it's going to be 250,000. Like, in my opinion, it could be one of the first NFTs on VeVe to hit $1 million that somebody actually buys. Somebody actually, will buy this NFT versus, these other NFTs on the app that people are just listing for fun for $1 million, hoping somebody's going to buy. I think this one is going to have one of the biggest potentials for sure, aside from the comic variants of Spider-Man and a couple others like the Marvel Comics #1. But I've been tracking mainly these collectibles because these seem to get the most attention. Not to take away from the comics at all, because some of those are equally as important. But you can see here, Eduardo Riso is at 20K, which is insane. Not even the first Batman, but just in Series 1. So that's going to have obviously some historical importance there. Ben Reilly even tracking. If we go back here to the Ecomi wiki, we can see all these Spider-Mans pumping, and it is absolutely insane. All right. So going back to the cherry charts, we can see, Ben Reilly Spider-Man pumping. They're all tracking together. Todd McFarlane Batman, Superman. I can't even believe Superman, man. Superman is absolutely going on a tear. But with that being said, like I said, if you look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, there's 10,000 of those. All right. Some of these superheroes have less editions in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. That is important. All right. That is very important in the significance of the entire NFT space when you consider the entire world can buy these NFTs on this app, and there's, let's say, only 1,000 of them. You better believe that those are going to be worth more than Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, there's no question in my mind that these are going to be worth more than the Bored Ape Yacht Club. All right. And I'm not saying that because I am against Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, I wish I had a Bored Ape Yacht Club. All right. And I'm super supportive of them and everything they're doing. I see their community. They're making big moves. I'm very inspired by their project, but some of these are more scarce is all I'm saying. And these have decades and decades of brand recognition that people already know, trust, and love. All right. Now, we will see celebrities move into this space. We will see celebrities buy these NFTs, and it's already happening. We saw a FIFA player, and we're only going to continue to see more people step into the space and start snatching these up, and they will pay a premium. All right, we see that with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. These are little Bored Ape Yacht Clubs in themselves, but they already have an established brand. Can you imagine Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire buying a Spider-Man secret rare? And like, that would be absolutely insane. And that would make the price of that Spider-Man go through the roof. All right. But also, Marvel and Disney and even, Tom Holland or whoever could add their own utility to owning one of those secret rare Spider-Mans, like a secret, signing for his autograph. Or Disney could say, hey, Tom Holland, we'll have you sign these NFTs, for these 1,000 holders because they've held for so long, whatever, right? So we haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg with some of these NFTs, what they could do or the potentials for the future. Because as you know, a lot of people that don't understand NFTs don't realize the utility side, that it actually affects the real world. All right. People can see who's holding these NFTs, and the companies can choose to reward those NFT holders. So a lot of people don't understand the connection there, that they're like, oh, what's this NFT? It's just digital. It's just a JPEG. No. It is not just a JPEG. It is a verifiable piece of NFT. It's part of the blockchain, and these companies can see who owns them and can reward them if they want to. And that's why NFTs have absolutely taken off. We've seen Gary Vee help launch a restaurant in New York called the Fly Fish Club, where you can, if you own one of those NFTs, you can actually eat there, and this crazy, insane experience with this top chef. And, if you own one of those NFTs, you get access to that. If you don't own an NFT, no access to that restaurant. All right. This is what people don't understand sometimes about these NFTs and how big they actually are and what they're doing. Like, this is just the beginning of the NFT space. All right. So we are obviously still early. I mean, VeVe has still yet to drop tons of brands. I mean, imagine if Pokemon gets announced, like, that would be insane. And for those of you guys that don't know, Pokemon is the #1 brand, like, in the entire world, like, that basically is responsible for making billions and billions of dollars. All right. It is not a joke. This is, like, look at these collectibles. Like, people laughed at me at the beginning of the year because I was collecting these NFTs, and they're like, oh, what are you doing with these little figurines and things like that on VeVe? And they just didn't understand. They just don't get the big picture or the idea of how powerful these superheroes and brands and IPs are. All right. But with that being said, I hope that kind of helps you wrap your head around why these things are massively pumping and how valuable they are. But also, you still want to take part in these drops and get involved in the best way that you can, because you can still make money on some of this stuff. So I highly encourage you to do so. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscription bell and notification bell, or sub it bell. And if you like the video, smash the like as well. Helps us break through the YouTube algorithm. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one at the blockchain. And as always as well, be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.